Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Today I want to talk about something that has been playing on my mind for a pretty long time now, and it's just become more and more pressing as I've progressed in the game. And that is that there is one thing in the game that needs to change, because it's like your difficulty goes hugely up as you update the game. More and more. So we'll be getting into exactly what that is, and also doing a little progress check, because it's been a while since we last did one, and I've made some pretty good progress. Some tier 3 pages are, we've actually been able to prestige. So tier 3, tier 2 and tier 1. So tier 1 are the hardest pages, the ones where you've got emergency level threats, and the mid-lay tier 2 on every single page, every single family usually has a severe and is easier to prestige than tier 1 pages. So we'll be getting into that as well. But first, let's get into what is going to be a lot of numbers that I'm going to throw at you for Wizard Challenges and Fortress Fragments. Now, every single family XP, family in the registry, begins with 3 different fragments that you will need to only gain from fortresses. So for example, Forbidden Forest, that is your Puffskein, and in your Hagrid's Hut, that is your Wildebraxen and Hagrid's Hut. As we go along Dark Arts, it is your Nocturne Alley sign, and it is your Magic of Might statue and Riddle's, Tom Riddle Sr.'s gravestone. Now, one thing that they've added to this is new pages, which is great. We all love new pages with new registry items, new foundables to encounter, and these portrait pages have been really good. A lot of people have been loving just the animations for these. Being able to see a Banshee for the first time, that's been awesome. Is that Snapdragon that is attacking Godric Gryffindor? Some really good animations, and they're going to be a key part of this game. Obviously, updates are what we want. But when those updates increase the difficulty and by a huge amount, ridiculous amount of ever completing your registry, it's going to be a problem. Now, Pokemon Go has obviously updates with Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, and these are great because the chances of getting the new Pokemon that you need to encounter to complete your Pokedex, they decrease the spawns. Like, obviously Pidgeys were really common, decrease the spawns of that generation and will increase it for a temporary while, and also have events that are guided towards helping you encounter some of these harder Pokemon to find in the wild. Now, they do that at a place where it's not going to be a huge jump, like you're never ever going to encounter these. So if they didn't decrease the chances of finding your Gen 1 Pokemon, obviously you would have twice as much difficulty as finding the rare ones, then 3 times as difficulty and 4 times the difficulty. So they make it a little bit easier by doing that. In Wizards Unite currently, this is fine. However, Fortress Fragments are what make this just ridiculous. So I'm going to throw a few stats at you right now. Now, if we were to battle with at your level 6, so I think Tower Chamber 1 in your Wizarding Challenges, it puts you at about a 66% chance of getting a fragment from it. So that means if you battle 3 times, there's a good chance that you will get 2 fragments towards the foundables that you need. Now, with 15 on every page, on every foundable encounter for the first stage, that means that 45, if you need 45 fragments, you might need 60 to be able to complete that. Now, you're never going to get that because, 45, 60. You're never going to get that because, actually 66% of 45 is roughly around 67 runestones. You're going to need 67 runestones to get those 45 fragments. Now, it is based on not ever having a replica, and that's not true to when you're battling fortresses. Within every single one, there is a more difficult foundable to get the 15 that you need. So for example, in Hogwarts School, that one is the Owl Lectern. Ministry of Magic, that is the Wizardgamot chair. In Mysterious Artifacts, that is Sirius's motorbike. Now, just to kind of show how difficult it is, I actually got 15 Godric Gryffindors twice, so I probably got about 30 swords before I completed my Sirius's flying motorbike. So that then ups your 67 runestones a lot. If that was double, let's say it was twice as hard to encounter the Serious Flying Motorbike. I think that was just a one-off. Some of the other ones were less. Let's just say it's around 80 to 90 runestones to complete every single page and get a fragment for then you'll be able to prestige to the next level. 80 to 90 runestones is a lot to find. I bought a lot to be able to do that first stage. And I mean, you can get a good few runestones a day. So that may not be too unrealistic because being that, you know, this game is meant to last for a long time. So let's say 80 to 90 runestones to complete every single fragment that you need for that level of prestige. Now, when you go up a level, as you can see, it then requires 14. So it would decrease, but let's keep on that basis of 80 to 90 runestones each prestige level. So you prestige to bronze. Then you need another 80 to 90. Then you prestige to silver, another 80 to 90. Then prestige to gold, and you complete that, let's say, using 80 to 90. That is going to be 320 to 360 runestones to be able to do that. So look at your registries and look in your vault and see how many you've got for, you know, how many runestones that you've got for how long you've been playing. As I say, I have bought some, but probably the best judge are by my 2s and my 3s and my 4s and my 5, because they're ones that you can't buy. So I've got, what, 25, probably 30. Some I may have used in Wizarding Challenges when I was battling at Goshinyhunting Fan Fest with more people. But let's say I've got about 30 to 40 after 2 months play. That means in about a year, I'm going to get 320 to 360 runestones free to play. Okay? It's about a year's worth of battling. Now, the biggest problem is when they do this. When you go to Hogwarts School and Sports page and you find that they've added a new page. You're thinking, this is awesome, a brand new update, and there's no doubt some of these pictures have awesome animations. But all of a sudden, you've got one piece that requires fragments from Fortress battles. Now, if you've prestiged these to gold, let's just say I had prestiged these to gold, I now need to go through that whole process again, and 360 runestones becomes plus again. I have, let's say they bring out a new page and I've done all that work. I now need to get 360 runestones again to be able to level this to gold, because you're going to be getting replicas of the same runestones that you don't need anymore, as I have been doing. So I had to wait to get my Forxes to prestige, because otherwise I was using runestones, getting wild boar fragments, but also getting owl lecterns and, you know, hourglasses that I didn't need, and that was incredibly frustrating. So you can imagine how frustrating it would be doing 360 runestones plus, and along that way getting one fragment, and then, you know, in every 6 battles you get the one fragment that you need and 3 to 4 replicas, and then nothing for that other 33% that you would do if you're battling at towers. Now, even if you were battling in Dark Chamber 5 and getting a 100% chance of getting the fragment every time, you'd still need a ton of battles to be able to do that, and runestones to be able to fuel that. So here's my problem, and here's something that I want, hopefully, Niantic to introduce. And, you know, if you find you place it on, you know, forums, or if we get asked questions, for me, this is one of the things that needs to change. Otherwise, it would just be a little bit. You can see how it increases the difficulty ridiculously so to be able to get those new pages, and it almost makes getting a new page like, I don't want that, because I've literally just prestiged the bonds and been battling fortress battles. Now I'm going to have to do that all over again in terms of Wizarding Challenges to be able to get that. So feedback. There's one change that needs to happen. No replicas. No replicas when you have your item full. So for example, if I go into Dark Arts, no, that's the one that's not needed. Problem is I've done all these. If I go into Mysterious Artifacts, what I am proposing to Niantic is that they make it so that you do not get replicas. So if I was to battle in a Wizarding Challenge now, I would get an increased chance of having my Sirius's motorbike and Cursed Opal Necklace, so that I don't get Gryffindor sword replicas. Only because when you add a new page in, it's going to be incredibly frustrating when you keep getting those replicas. So as you can see, Ministry Atrium 2, I now have Courtroom 10 ready to prestige, but I'm not going to go ahead and battle for the Wizarding Challenges to get those 2 fragments when I'm then going to have to get bronze level fragments for Fountain of Magical Brethren as well. So please, 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 Niantic, just make the simple change. It's probably not a simple change. I mean, the coding that will go into it is probably pretty difficult to recognize each person's users' registries and know that, okay, this is a fragment they don't need. And you understand it probably is a very difficult, but if you just think about every time you add a page, you know, if somebody's got its gold, you've completed that registry, and then all of a sudden they had a page where you've now got to get another 360 runestones. But this time you're not getting 3 fragments for every 3 different foundables filled every time you do that. Now you're only getting 1 and 360 plus more. So hopefully I've laid those numbers out easy for you guys to understand. The point I'm really making is just please make it so that we don't get replicas. Now, and anybody who can suggest a potential other fix that may be easier, let me know in the comment section below for sure. So now let's look to something a little bit more like it, which is Registry Progress. I've made such good progress following Wizards Unite Fan Festival. The spawns were ridiculous. I have pretty much every single page now up to gold tier apart from Legend of Hogwarts. I'm just waiting on some Dumbledore's Army dueling dummies, which is a lot harder to find than Ginny now. I kind of miss Ginny being rarer, because now like I don't need to shout Ginny now because it's not a big deal anymore. You encounter her quite commonly, and I can't really do the same for Dumbledore's Army dueling dummy. Nah, it doesn't have the same. It's too much of a mouthful. Yes, everyone is fully prestiged up to gold on those tier 3 pages. Oddities is coming along slower because, to be honest, I don't feel there's much of a rush to do it because I know I'll complete them at a standard pace. Went out today, ton of doxies, by the way, clear skies in the morning. I didn't encounter 1 leprechaun, which usually I encounter about 1 billion. So that was good. I should have that to silver page by the weekend. Make sure to go out and get your werewolves as well. Then if we come to tier 3 pages, so these are the ones that just have 1 severe on. Buckbeak is proving difficult to find, and I really want to get this filled because the amount of Hagrids, I've probably had about 6 Hagrids in my game time, which has been a waste. So, because I'm not putting it towards anything. Nocturne Alley is close to prestiging now. Just need 2 Swooping Evil. Now every time I see a fragment with Percival Graves, I'm like, God damn it. And I really want that one to be a Swooping Evil at a severe level. Hogwarts School. Moving Staircase. So it is... There's 2 severes. So this one's slightly different. There's 2 severes on this page. And, oh God, it involves the Portrait of Dumbledore, which you now need 33 of. That's going to be so difficult to complete. Then when we turn to like tier 1 pages, I have... I suppose Hagrid's Hut is the tier 1 page, but Hagrid's still... he's found. Yeah, Forbidden Forest now. So the difficult one to find is Firenze, and 8 out of 33. So made good progress on that. That is now prestiged. We have we only need 5 Tom Riddles to be able to prestige that. Hogwarts School is probably my best progress, where we have prestiged, got all our Fawkes now prestiged that to bronze. Moving Staircases made good progress with McGonagall at Wizards Unite FanFest, and still have 5 out of 14. Not many to go then, really. 9 to go. It's good to see that those have decreased now. Legends of Hogwarts, I prestiged Potions Classroom. I hadn't encountered a Harry Potter before I'd gone to Fan Festival and managed to get 11 there. Dumbledore, 8 out of 15. That's going to be probably one of the more difficult ones to complete. Ministry of Magic, as I said before, waiting on the Veil and Tank of Brains to be able to prestige that. Courtroom 10, I could go ahead and do my Wizarding Challenges and prestige that to the next level. It doesn't actually require, it's one of the rare ones, there's only 2 pages that don't require any severes on to prestige, and that's Ministry of Magic, and the other one we'll spot out in a minute. Central Park, I need 3 pickets to be able to prestige that. But prestige New York City Street, when I got back and found my final Newt Scamander, now have him complete. Again, Wizard Challenges could give me the Okami and Thunderbird, but there's no point because I'll be getting those replicas of the Murtlaps. So I'm waiting to get those pickets. Magical Games and Sports. We have made good progress with Hogwarts Quidditch pitch. Ron is probably the most common encounter I find here for Severes. 7 out of 33. And Triwizard Maze, just waiting on 1 more Goblet of Fire and 3 Harry Potters, which I've actually encountered probably about 3 or 4 since I got back. And then we've completed that. Hermione proving the more difficult Severe to encounter. 4 out of 11 there. Mysterious Artifacts, we're making good progress. We just need 2 more pensives. And the Room of Requirement we prestiged. Now this is the one where I did have to, even though I had, as I said, I had probably 6 motorbikes by the time I had 15 Gryffindor swords. So I had to use a lot of Mysterious Artifacts, Runestones. But because I had my Time Turners all complete, I still needed, I had 3 encounters with Time Turners, and it meant nothing because it was just going towards the 14 I already had. So I felt like I had to prestige that. It was just bothering me. Now, Wonders of the Wizarding World is looking alright on King's Cross Station. That is the other one where you don't need a severe encounter. 2 foundables, with Foglass being slightly higher, harder to find than the Mandrake Baby and your self-playing harp. But this one's going to be hard to complete because Weasley's Flying Car, I encountered one today, to be honest, but it's harder to find, I find, than all the other Severes. And Whomping Willow is extremely hard to encounter. But we have seen 7 and completed 7. I found 2 the other day in one day, which was very different. Dragon Pages, sadly with the event we weren't able to prestige, which would have been massive because we would have been able to get loads. I got so many dragons. Look, I've got 205 Chinese fireballs, which is probably enough to prestige it to gold if I was able to keep going, but we didn't because I need so many Antipodean Opal Eyes and Peruvian Viper Tooths. I only had 11 out of 20, so I'm going to have to travel to be able to get them. Found at Indianapolis, nice. And Welsh Greens, which were the England increase spawn, 76 of them. I was focusing on those emergency ones for the huge XP gains that we got. And we have all the dragon eggs complete though. So I'm just probably waiting for another event maybe that we'll get with dragon increases, and also maybe we'll get an event that Wizards Unite FanFest UK. Please, that'd be amazing. Challenges, we've made good progress with these in terms of the first page is almost complete. Just looking for a couple more books there. Challenges pages, we've got a bronze, a silver, and a bronze there. Challenges pages for the rest, we're making slow progress on that because what I am doing is taking down those lower ones, then moving up. I know a lot of people battle with the higher level challenges. I would recommend, if you're a solo player, obviously do it the way I am. But even if you are, you're battling in teams of 5, I would say take down those lower levels because you're battling at a stage where it might be harder to take them down. Because if you think about it, within your lessons, it says more lessons coming soon. So those classes, those professions, are probably going to increase in damage as we progress further in the game. When more lessons come out, we might be twice as powerful and therefore a lot easier to take down those higher challenges. Right now it's going to be pretty difficult and you're going to be using a lot of potions that maybe you want to save for your encounters in the wild. But as for that, I think that's pretty much everything. One thing that I want anybody to check is, this is so annoying. Because of Wizards Unite Fan Festival, I completely forgot about the Brilliant event and that I needed these foundables. So the bow foundable. However, although I only need 3 and I have plenty of runestones, I have already been through 10 runestones at high levels, so probably got 7 out of 10 fragments for the Back to Hogwarts runestones, which I've got. But all I've got is the trolley. I have never got the bow. And 7 out of 10 seems like, that's pretty big odds if it's a 50-50 chance of getting the boat that I need as well. So if any of you have some runestones left over, please go to a fortress and just battle in it, and just confirm my fear that you're not actually able to get the second part, runestones for the second part of the Back to Hogwarts event, because I keep getting trolleys. I mean, maybe one of you'll go out and find that and see that it is different. It was just bad luck. But right now, I don't feel confident in using those runestones, because the more I use up, the less chance, if they do make a change, that I'll actually be able to get the fragment that I need. So yeah, please check that out and see what your findings are. Apart from that, I think that's pretty much everything for progress in the game, other than level 35, moving on to level 38 nicely. Hopefully we'll hit that. Tomorrow I am going to Harry Potter Wizarding World, the making of Harry Potter Studios, where they've now got Gringotts. I'm not sure if I'm able to film. If I am, I'll probably get a few scenes. But what I'm really going to focus on, I think, what I really want to focus on, is taking some really good AR photos. It's going to be the best place to be able to take AR photos, other than, you know, Universal Studios. The Universal World, Orlando or California both have it, where you're going to be able to get some really good AR photos with all the scenery behind it of the Harry Potter world, rather than, you know, just random places in the real world. So I'm excited to go and do that. So I will probably take a big collection and maybe go through that in an episode if you guys would like. Otherwise, if I am able to take the camera, I may do a bit of recording, a bit of vlogging. To be honest, I just kind of want to take in, and I know I'll probably go back there at some point, because they will have the badges for going to the different locations where Harry Potter Worlds and Orlando Studios are around the world. So we may have to go back again if it hasn't counted. We'll see. Okay. Well, that's all for this one. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content and progress. That's all for this one. See you guys soon.